Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Oh, hello, everybody. Happy post-Valentine's Day. I hope you were able to share a little bit of love yesterday. And love can be expressed in many, many ways, either just telling a friend or a family member, or letting someone know you're interested, or reconnecting with an old flame, finding a new flame. There's so many ways that we can share and show love. And it's a day for us to celebrate love openly and freely, because so many times we hide our feelings and we don't talk about it. And it's kind of that free pass day, right? Where you get to say something to someone and it's open and accepted. So it's fun. I'm super excited. So I've been really, really looking forward to tonight's episode. I've got two amazing, I went and said, who are the two most experts in the love field? And I went out and I found them and I grabbed them. So I'm super happy. But before we get started, I want to kind of just give you the things that are coming up as always. We are going to take some calls tonight, your love questions, relationship questions, things in that. So just try to keep it to that area, and we will get as many callers as we can. 323-992-3115. 323-992-3115. I'm starting a mentoring. It's an online mentoring. It's starting in March. So if you have a desire to build your intuition, work on it, expand it, or if you're working professionally and really are ready to take it to that next level, join me for this mentoring. It's personalized, private. We do it weekly. You get homework, but it will really help you grow, develop, and expand your business, platform, gifts, all of that fun stuff. And if you're a newbie, and you're in Los Angeles, come to my workshop. It's March 4th. It's in LA. This is for anybody. You don't have to be doing this work at all. It just could be that you want to explore and open up to your own intuition. So this is a great class to bring a friend, a loved one. It's a great bonding experience. We have a lot of fun, a lot of great exercises. And before I get started, I'm going to Florida next week. That's right. I've got 2 shows in Florida. So in Orlando, I'm going to be at the venue. Had such an amazing time. And this is an evening of messages. You know, I stand up in front of an audience, look crazy, speak in the spirit, but my goodness, the amount of laughter and healing and closure that people get, it's really a beautiful experience. So please, you know, if you're in Orlando, around Orlando, come join me or share the flyer. Then the next night, I'm meeting 2 friends. You saw them last week here on the show. I had Mark David and Lindsay Marino, 2 dear friends, amazing light workers. And we're doing an event in St. Petersburg. So this is going to be fantastic. So keep on the schedule, keep on the tour. Got a lot coming up. And but you know what? That's enough sharing what I'm up to. I got to get to our topic tonight because, like I said, I searched and said, you know, I didn't have to search too hard. They're good friends of mine. But I did go out and say, who are the 2 foremost experts I know, honestly, about relationships and what it takes from that dating phase, that flirting phase, to having that long-term marriage that withholds the stand of time, withholds children, withholds ups and downs. And so I am super, super excited to have my friend, my first lady of love, Susan Pinsky, on. Hi, Susan.
Thank you, Colby.
Yay.
So good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our other friend here, she's a sex expert, a relationship expert. I mean, from all angles of love, dating, understanding the opposite sex, understanding her own sex, giving advice time and time again. She just gives it to the public, helping to educate them, helping to inform them. So I'm beyond honored to have Dr. Emily Morse. Hi,
Hello.
Emily.
I'm so excited. My girls. This is going to be good.
Emily.
This is
In the
gonna.
house.
I love being on your. Yeah, this is going to be great.
We're gonna have a great
People want
time.
to know about relationships and sex.
They really do, yeah, and so that's the thing. We're gonna help them and just offer some advice, offer some insight, what's in store for them.
Yeah.
And but I want to know what's going on with you, Emily. Anything fun that you can share?
Yeah, I have to say I've been doing my podcast for 13 years now, Sex with Emily, and our audience grows every month, which I love doing it. I really love helping people. I want to make sex great again. And I feel like sex and relationships can be so challenging for people because we don't communicate. So I have a podcast, my website, lots of videos and blogs and tips so people can have better sex and relationships. So it's all there. That's what's going on with me.
And you have this amazing, you just go on the website. What's the website?
It's sexwithemily.com.
Okay. So she actually has this newsletter too where you can sign up for her newsletter. And it's really great. I mean,
Thank you.
So helpful and beautifully done.
Thank you. We send it out every week. And we like to, we're all so busy. We're pulled in so many directions. So if our newsletter, if you want to sign up for it, you get the 2 podcasts we release a week, our top blogs and tips. And I also, if you have any questions that we can't get today, you can always email me through my website because I love hearing from you and we answer questions on the show.
It's fantastic,
Thank
right?
you.
I love how you make it open and accessible. And Susan, I love too, just even when we get those callers and we're doing readings on air, you offer this invaluable insight to the listeners of hey, listen, this isn't all peaches and cream. It's hard work, but this is how you do it. And
This is life.
this is life.
Even the first lady of love
Yes.
can be honest about
Yes.
relationships and what your challenge is.
Well, I'm not an expert in sex except for maybe my personal sex life, but I do love what Emily does because I actually was introduced to her on Loveline because she was on Loveline for many years, and because my husband did Loveline for 33 years, I heard a lot of sexual related phone calls and health and life phone calls. And what we do now with our podcast is we try to give advice through psychic mediums. So
Yes.
So you guys come up with the information for people, and I try to make it work in their life.
Yes.
Because I have more life experience.
It has
than
to be
both of you
practical.
probably put together. So I just find sexuality to be something that is not shameful, and it's not something you want to talk about openly in the workplace anymore, but it's also just something that's good for everybody. The sex is a good thing.
Yeah, it's healthy, and we don't know how to talk about it.
And
so my
love.
show is really
Love
about
is a
love
great
and sex
thing.
and relationships. I think that all this could be made so much easier if we just learned how to talk to our partner about it and realize that they're without shame, without judgment. And I think that's
Yeah.
why we hold so many things in, and we don't really know how to fully express ourselves to our partner in a lot of ways.
Okay, well, I think let's give it a try here.
Yeah,
all right?
let's do it.
All right, so let us. I'm gonna choose the callers at random. Here's a couple things. Please make sure your outside noises are off. Right. So if you're watching me, there is a delay. If you are on hold. Here's the thing, if you've gotten through on the last show, if you'll do me a favor and just disconnect, let's let some other people get through because I choose them at random. So we want to make it as fair as we can and get as many people in as we can. But just make sure your sound is off and all that fun stuff so that we have the most clear sound from you possible so we can hear everything you've got to say. All right, here we go. How about we do number 5661? So... All right, number 5661. This is Colby with Susan and Emily. Who is this?
Hello?
Hi. This is Colby. Who is this?
This is funny. This is Susan. And I
Oh,
listened to you this morning, Colby, and I said I've avoided all the love shows, but I'm going to make an exception.
Yay.
Good for you.
all right. Well, here you go. You've got two of the love experts here tonight. So, do you have a question for us? Anything in particular you want to ask, or just kind of a tune in? What are you hoping for tonight?
Yeah, just kind of a tune-in. I've been divorced for 14 years now. I've had 2 not-so-long relationships, and I've kind of just been standoffish, but I think I'm kind of ready to let somebody into my life.
Yeah, well, I have to say, just me tuning in, and then we're going to get the experts in here. Me tuning in, Susan, I felt like it's absolutely bringing someone in this year for you, not even next year. I mean, I see 2018. I do feel like you got to put yourself out there more, so more on that dating scene, more on making yourself available. And I was asking Emily about this. I really do feel like you're going to have to work on the flirting. Because it feels to me that the flirting, maybe you don't like the flirt or don't like it to see it as a weakness somehow. But Emily, tell me, how does someone flirt, or how do they?
Oh, wow, that's a great question, because I feel like, well, the first thing that you said, I heard you say that you're finally ready after 14 years. So it sounds like you've gotten into, or you've been in a few relationships, that there was something holding you back, and maybe some fear around dating and approaching dating again, because dating is like a muscle. And I think that if we don't do it enough, we start to create all this fear around it. So I think, yes, just getting out there and just practice talking to people, even if you're not attracted to them, and bring that flirt out, like get in touch with that part of you that's light and playful, and really just practice making conversation, because you'll realize once you're comfortable with that, you'll remember. It's like riding a bike. I think that flirty self can come back to you, but since you've been closed off for so long, I would just put yourself in situations where you'd meet people.
Yeah.
Like say yes to all those invitations that you're like, I don't know if I really want to see this person. We typically meet through friends of friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I hear that.
yes.
But do it for a month. Like all those Facebook invites, you're like, I haven't talked to that person in years. Go to their barbecue. Go to their party. Because that's when you'll meet someone and you'll start just practicing without
Put your phone
the
down.
risk.
Put your phone down.
Yeah. Don't use the phone. I think people use the phone as a crutch, right? Oh, I'm very busy. I'm not making eye contact with you.
Right. Eye contact is flirty, being present, asking questions, making eye contact, putting your phone away, really asking questions and being interested in someone. We know how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And instigating a conversation.
Yes.
Women are very tentative about that. They're always afraid to be the first one to break the ice.
Okay.
Just walk and go, oh, what a cute dog, or wow, you're kind of strong, aren't you?
Ew, ooh, you
You're staying in line for exactly. Where do you
Tony's
work out?
giggling.
Can you send me a
Flattery,
workout
That would
routine?
work, right?
Flattery will
That would
get
work.
you everywhere. Susan, do you know a Steven or a Steve or a Steven?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay,
Not
which
yet.
one of us knows Steven? Maybe he's the one.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, if you're looking around the corners.
I feel like there's a Steven coming in. Listen, if Dan asks you out on a date, please say yes to Dan. Don't tell him Dan no, but there's something with the name Steven. So just remember I said that to you, Susan, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. And it's so funny, you've been holding off calling, and then you call and you get through.
It's the right love. It's
That
the
is
right
so
love shot.
funny.
Good job. Way to go, Spirit. So, all
Thank you
right.
all so very much.
You are welcome, and have a beautiful night. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye. All right. Let us do, how about 720, number 4, 720.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello?
Ooh,
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we're ready.
Hi, this is Colby. Oh, hi. Who is this?
This is Martha Columbani. Hello, Colby. Hello, Susie and Emily. Right? I said
Yeah.
the names right? I hope I did. Hello, goddesses.
Hello. Do you have a love question for us, Martha?
Yes, I do. I am in a relationship with a beautiful man for over a year. I know I'm in my grieving process because my mom transitioned, but I don't know why I'm so resistant to him on his physical thing. I have this, I think, shallow part of me that it just, I don't know, I've never been with a gringo, with a white man. Now he's white because I'm Puerto Rican, which is okay, and I like my flavor, but I always, at the beginning I thought he didn't have swag, but he has more game. Like he's been a good, solid man. What the heck is inside me that sometimes physically rejects him when sexually we're still attractive, and my energy with him is so strong? Like, what am I blocking? It's because I'm so sad?
Yeah, I tell you, I'm going to go somewhere deeper, and then I'm going to let these two kind of take it in a different direction, okay? Because I do think it's multi-layered. But the first thing I get is when a woman has intimacy with a man, they become very personally attached to that person. And I just feel that you are so afraid of being abandoned, being, someone leaving you again. So I feel that you're actually holding back because you're afraid that he'll leave you. Because of that abandonment with your mom, the mom passing, right? So I personally feel that there's just this feeling like, it's that one thing you're holding on to, right? Like if I'm not super close to him, if I'm not, it's the one thing where then I won't get hurt as badly. Whereas I feel like, this is something you got to dive in and jump in. But that's my kind of tuning in on it as to what I'm getting, as to what one of the blocks is. Emily and Susan, what do you guys got?
I'm wondering how long you've been together with him.
A year, right?
A year and 3 months.
Okay, and so were you attracted to him at the beginning?
Well, we first met through Tinder, but I was very honest in my relationship in our first date, because I remember I was raised with 5 brothers, so I know I have a tough masculine energy.
Right.
And I know that I've held on to date because I raised 2 kids, and in Puerto Rico, men think that you can date a woman and date somebody else on the side, because I have brothers that have done that, but I don't do that, you know?
So I'm
and I'm like,
asking
if you have, one teen, you have one girlfriend.
Yeah, I hear
so
you.
I'm very tough and
you said you're not
independent, so I don't
attracted to
know
him.
if
That's
that clashes with him.
Okay, but
So we've
but
been
she-
very honest. And
I'm trying to get to
Go ahead, I'm
your
sorry, I'm
question.
talking
It's
too
okay.
much.
Your
Yeah,
question
let us
was,
talk.
you said that sometimes you're attracted to him and sometimes you're not. So I was trying to understand if you were attracted to him at the beginning and it's waned over the last few months since your mom passed, or if it's always been off and on and you've kind of been talking yourself into it.
Yeah, so Marta, when you first met him, right? When you first met him, were you all over him? Did you all want
all up in
a
his
piece
biz.
of him?
Well, you met through Tinder when you first. I thought he was cute, I just thought he was just too skinny, like his.
Right, but that was a year and a half
It's a
ago.
shallow
so-
freaking thing.
Right.
Like I take him to the gym. I know he has a couple of injuries from this past because he fell off a roof a couple of times.
Okay. So
So
what
I'm trying to take him to do that.
Okay, so hang on, because we only have a minute with you, so we're gonna have to hold on to
know.
his roofing stories till another
I feel
show.
like you're
but
attached to reasons you're not, because I feel like
Yeah.
you're not answering my question because you don't want to look at this. I feel like there's something. It's not about the guy. It's about you, and you've probably had this pattern with other men before. That you're into it, you're not into it. And sometimes you're attracted, sometimes you're not. And so I think there's something else to look at right now because he sounds like a great guy. So a lot of times we make up stories about why we're not attracted to someone and why they can't work. It could be fear of getting hurt, but also you just lost your mom, and grieving it takes a real hit on so much of our normal functioning. So if you're sad, depressed,
Yeah.
it's okay. Give yourself
your
permission.
libido isn't
your
high.
Your libido is not going to be the highest right now. So if you're not feeling like having sex right now, makes total sense, and I would not put the pressure on yourself, and that might allow you to really start to feel it again when you're ready.
yeah, there you go.
Emily's always right.
Okay.
Does
Thank you very much.
Yes,
She
I
is.
hope that helps, and just give yourself time to heal from your mom's passing, and then find ways to want to engage with him, maybe more intimate without sexuality.
Yeah, intimacy,
try
holding hands.
holding hands, romantic gestures. And just play with that for a bit to see if that makes you a little more comfortable kind of diving in, okay? Okay.
I was going to tell her
Okay,
one more
well,
thing
there we
too.
go.
I was going to tell her one more thing. Try not being depressed. She should try not to push him away too much.
I know,
Because
that's
if
the
he's
thing.
a great guy,
Yeah.
she could lose him.
I think he my feeling is he's amazing. I just feel like she's, like Emily said, working from a place of fear, working from a place of, when you invest in someone and love someone so much, and then what if they go away? And I think that's just that fear.
Well, and depression is a huge factor in libido.
Yeah.
And women who become, Dr. Drew and I went on this big campaign for depression, and the first person that gets pushed away is the partner.
Yeah.
And if you're depressed because of someone's losing someone, you might just say, you just keep pushing them. And a man does not like to be pushed away too many times. So that's the only problem.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to try to keep that relationship.
Yes. I do love her though. She's just
Oh, she's so
she's
funny.
got such a passion and love of life, and you can feel that she's such a good person.
Right.
Yeah.
She's a good woman. She's a
is.
good
She seems like
lady.
she's a good
Yeah.
time too.
Yeah,
She's trying to help him
She's wonderful
after his injury.
Yeah.
And
she's
cares a
incredible.
lot,
So
yeah.
so Marta, you make your gringo happy.
we all make our gringo happy.
Yeah, she's so cute, isn't she?
Yeah.
We all like our flavor.
Don't we all?
So cute. All right, let us. How about number 2, 609? Okay, number 2, 609. This is Colby with Emily and Susan. Who is this? Hello. Uh-oh. Oh, well, it's not one. Okay, you can drop it. Next. We tried. Okay, now let's do number 3, 405. Okay, 405. This is Colby with Emily and Susan. Who is this?
Hi, this is Cara.
Hey, Cara, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Do you have a question for our love experts tonight?
I do. I was in a relationship with my ex for 11 years. Just dating. We were never engaged or anything, and he ended it in November, just saying that he didn't want to get married, didn't want to move forward, couldn't see himself in that role. And so we separated, but we still talk daily, and he acts like he wants to be with me, but he, and I'm just really confused about it because he wants me to find somebody, like he wants me to find a husband.
Let me just tell
but
you.
he doesn't want to step away.
No, let me tell you. Yes, right.
This is where you need a psychic.
This is it. Let me just we're gonna
Step up, Colby.
We're gonna fix this right here. He wants this cake and eat it too. B,
right.
He already told you how he felt. He already said to you, "I do not see you as my wife." I know that hurts. But you can't go back and change his mind. I'm telling you. And I feel like if you keep engaging and texting with him every day and you being there for him, you're giving him exactly what he wanted. You're giving him this perfect life. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to waste time because there's no way you're going to let your heart be open to finding that soulmate that is so right for you if you're giving all your time and energy to this person. Trust me, after 11 years, absolutely no way, not right now, would you be able to be friends. Maybe down the road, but you're going to need a hardcore break from this. And I feel like he absolutely already told you. I just think that you're in that. So one of the grief stages is bartering, right? Well, what if I try this? What if I do that? It's the negotiating stage. Honestly, I think this is part of grieving it. You're negotiating. You're trying to negotiate the terms. But after 11 years.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why he says, I can't be your husband, yet he doesn't want to let me go to find that husband. He just keeps drawing me back in. And,
because
we went to dinner and a movie yesterday together.
Yeah,
and
you got to stop this.
Yeah,
and
but
how am I supposed to find somebody else if he doesn't want to let me go do it?
Whoa, let's just fix this. Carrot, you need to take some to take some ownership and responsibility. He's not letting you. You can say, no, I'm not going on Valentine's date with you. I'm not going to a movie with you. And I need you to not contact me. Like, you can make decisions. You're giving him all this power, all this energy. You're letting him dictate how this relationship is or isn't going. You need to take back your power, honey.
Emily, do you agree?
I do agree. I believe when you break up with someone, they show you who you are.
Yep.
Believe them.
Yes.
And I get that you miss him. And the reason why he's coming back to you, it's not confusing at all. It's because he misses you. You guys have a real love, a connection. 11 years is nothing to sneeze at. That's a true commitment.
Yeah.
So, of course, he's going to, it's easy. You guys are each other's best friends. And every time something goes wrong, you want to share the good and the bad. I get that. But what you need to do, like Colby said, you have to take a hard break. You literally need to have a talk call with him, and then you have to, or text him. You have to stop following him on social media. You have to block his phone number. I don't know if you're going to do all this, but even if you do one of these things and say for 6 months, we are not talking, we're not connecting, and then you need to start the grieving process and the healing process. So you'll be ready to go out and date again and find the person who's right for you. You know, the thing about breakups is that it's really a great time for us to learn about ourselves and to heal. And so often we don't take that experience because we've still got one foot in another one, and then we start dating prematurely, and then we never get to heal, see the lessons that we were supposed to learn from our past relationship, and then move forward in a healthy mindset to find what we really want.
Yeah, I mean,
he's being kind of a douchebag right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Am
even
I allowed
after
to say that, Colby?
That's the limit, Susan. There you go. But it is. That's what we would say in New Jersey. Carrot, the thing is that this guy, you know, how many chances are you just going to keep giving this guy? I mean, he had 11 years.
We don't have kids. He had 2 kids.
No. I said chance. I didn't say kids. I said chances. How many chances?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I said, how many chances are you? It's my Jersey accent. How many chances are you going to give this guy? He had 11 years. He had 11 years. You know, you're just sitting and waiting. I think there's a part of you you got to look at the fact that he's not the one.
Yeah, if you want friends with benefits, then keep doing it. But it's
but you're not gonna. There's no way. The commitment you have towards him, there is no way you are gonna find your husband if you're talking to him. There's just it can't. You are so loyal to him and you are so dedicated. I'm right? You're just
After 11 years, you have to be.
And I just think that
hardcore, though.
you gotta, as hard as this is, Carrie, you gotta love yourself more than you love this person.
So where does she go? What does she do? Like, how does she start the process?
Well, I think
what
what
would you
Emily
do?
said,
like, just
cut.
I
You
think that
gotta
you have
no,
to-
but besides just like
cold turkey.
What do you do?
She
Like
has to
join a
cultivate-
gym or like,
seriously, like start
join
to,
groups.
Yeah, build your community. Build your community of friends.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have a lot more free time now, so make sure that you have plans and weekend plans, and you do all the
Yeah.
healing stuff that maybe you want to take a class or go to therapy. I mean,
go
I
on a
always
little
think,
trip with a girlfriend.
Yeah, just
go to
start
Vegas.
to build that life without
Have
him, and
some
it's okay
fun.
to be sad and grieve too.
It is. It's not gonna be easy. But I will tell you, I don't like even just me tuning in, Kara. I don't think that this is the one. I think that's why I'm being so strong with you because I'm like, girl,
Always hurt her.
what are you doing?
And even if you got back together, would you trust him?
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
saying that.
See, yeah,
I wouldn't
think
trust
so.
him. If you got back together, I'd be like, oh.
No, and what are you going to do? Get back together for what? Another year? And really, at the end of the day, then what happens? God forbid a unicorn falls from the sky and the man proposes. How authentic is that even going to feel to you? You know, you're always
Right.
going to feel that you were his last choice. But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't feel like it's him. So now the timing is, I can't say, hey, you're going to bring in Mr. Right this year. I can't say that because your free will is in the way. It depends on when, and I think you got to do this cold turkey. I don't think it's going to be easy. I know it's going to be really hard, but I also feel like you got to remember that you so deserve so much more.
And she's looking at that psychically. Like Emily and I can tell you like what to do, but she feels it.
Yeah, I there's just something I don't think she can say 11 years, but there's just something. It's. I think this guy's had one foot in for a lot of this time. Sorry, Kara.
Okay.
Is that okay?
But
No,
figure-
yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. Thank
Make
you
some
very
good
much.
choices for the future.
I want you to. So one of the things that you can work on is to believe you are lovable, and to own that you are worthy of true love. Because I think when you really own that within you, you're going to see so clearly that this guy isn't the one. And you're going to see that you settled. And that's going to empower you to have the strength to get through each day until one day you wake up and you go, God, I feel really good today. I feel really, really good.
That happens. That day comes.
Yeah. And you know what? I see too. I know a lot of people do get fit after a breakup, but I see you getting fit, eating right. I see... we're gonna. You know what? Nothing is better than making this man regret his decision. So you you go for it. You go for it with a vengeance.
Get a new hairstyle.
So we are all in your corner. We're all in your corner and sending you lots of love. And I hope this helped, Kara. I do. I really hope this helped.
It does. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, and you have a beautiful night.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.
No.
That was so strong. Like, they're strong.
It's strong, right?
Nope.
No, it's really hard to leave. It's really hard when you get in that cycle because it's
Yeah.
your best friend, it's your life, it's your family, you have the same friends, and it's you can't just do
And
it
then,
overnight.
right.
But she's got to start making those steps.
And-
And you can't allow anyone else in if you're holding on to the past.
Yep, and he's got kids, so she's probably gotten close to
Yeah.
those kids, but relationships aren't easy. But when someone is clear that they're not going to marry you, then men know that.
And that's what you want. I mean, Emily's a perfect example. She never wants to get married.
I never
so
want
she-
to get married, so I'm cool. Yeah, I'm fine with that. No one wants to get married. I don't want to get married. But if that's what you want,
Right?
Go for that. After 11 years, he can say that. Then
Yep.
she's out.
Yeah.
The
So
partners have to agree.
all right, how about let's do number 7. What is that? 303. Okay. Hey, 303. This is Colby with Susan and Emily, who's on air with me.
Kim.
Hi, Kim. How you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good. Do you have a question for us tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to know about, my husband and I have been married a little over 22 years, and our relationship and our intimacy has really changed over the years, or especially in the last couple of years.
Okay.
So what
can they do?
we go? Is there anything?
Do you want me to tune in psychically first, or do you want the actual practical tips? Okay. So to me, it feels like what's happening is I think you two, and you just correct me if I'm wrong, but I almost feel like the two of you, it's more than the intimacy. I think there's a lot of other things going on, almost a separation of the two. So I almost feel like you're kind of going, are we supposed to be together still? Like, it's not just the intimacy. It's like, are we really even supposed to be together? So does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Pause, give me a heart attack. I'm like, Kim. All right. So I think first thing is first, you have to decide if you want to stay in this relationship, because nothing that they tell you is going to work if you don't have a conscious decision to stay in it. And I keep feeling like you're right on that fence. You're right on that, you're toggling back and forth, and either way doesn't feel wrong to me. It doesn't, I think you could stay in this, and really the tips that they're going to give you, I think, could really turn things around. I do think your partner honestly needs to be a little bit of a better listener. It feels like he doesn't really listen to you, and it feels like either you are spiritual or investigating your gifts on some level, and he's not as open. I don't know. There's also a conflict of how you look at things I'm seeing as well. So you make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Very much so.
Okay. So I think what you got to do is, but to me, I think you're looking at the reasons not to be together. But I actually feel like the two of you can really work this out if it's something that you want, if there's that deeper love behind it. So if they were to say, hey, how do we spice this up? How do we rejuvenate? I mean, Susan, you've been married over 22 years.
26 years.
Okay, so what can they do?
Well, first of all, I need to know how old your kids are, or if you have any kids.
Yeah, we have, all of our kids are adults.
Okay.
We have 6 together. Okay. I mean, we have 3 each.
Okay, so do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 50.
Okay, so first of all, you may be less active sexually because of something called perimenopause or menopause. When you go through that period of time, it does change your libido and your attraction to the opposite mate, and also the male just keeps wanting it and the female doesn't. So you might want to have your hormones checked, and also you're not going crazy. You might feel like you are, but you're not. And also having all these kids and then having them leave it, you have to sort of refine your relationship. But if you do have any kind of hormone problems, then it's going to probably change the way that you feel sexually toward him, or even just intimately toward him, because it sometimes it just gets really tiresome. It's like, here we go again. So, but Emily.
Yeah, Emily. So what can, all right.
First I want to know, has this always been a little bit on and off with your attraction to him, or is it just lately you're feeling this way? Because you've been together 22 years? Yeah, so that's a long time.
Yeah.
So
no, but I mean, you can still have
I'm
a
just
sexual
wondering,
relationship and intimacy at the. I mean, it's unless things just can.
They always change. But here's the thing: I think that people have to learn to expect that it's always going to ebb and flow in a relationship. Yeah. You're not always going to be hot and heavy, especially like you were at the beginning. You probably know that. But I'm curious, do you guys ever talk about it? Do you ever say, "I'm not really feeling it, but what could we do to make it more interesting"? Do you guys ever talk about your sex life or prioritize it?
Yeah, we do. It's kind of open, but he got really sick about a year and a half ago. So then now it's I don't know. I guess it's just kind of feel like it's just gone a different way.
Right. So you're in caretaker mode, and he's been really sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's even harder. When the male has less performance.
Yeah, I think too. And Kim, you correct me. All right, but I feel like too. There's a sense of where this is the worst word to use, but I don't know other word, repulsed. Like she doesn't want to be touched by him.
Right.
She's like, ugh.
Well,
Like, so I almost feel like
probably
that's
her
a part of
hormones.
it
Her
too.
hormones are
That could
probably
be
So
changing.
hormones.
she's
It could be
laughing. She
resentments.
must.
It could be resentments for having to care for
Yeah,
him
maybe-
because he hasn't been available. If he's been sick for a year and a half, not in a, but sometimes we resent. She's been the caretaker.
Yeah.
So there could be a lot of things. A lot of times, the reason why we don't want to feel intimate with our partner has nothing to do with actual intimacy. It has to do with all the other stuff
feelings.
that's been going on, like resentments or conflicts, things that we hold on to that we don't, really communicate about. So I'm just wondering if there's some of those things that you guys really need to get into.
Yeah, and
Especially if you've been caring for him for a year and he's been sick, it sounds like you need time for yourself too, and maybe to kind of talk to him about it where you guys are at now and rekindle.
Yeah,
and
and
get to know each other again.
You are steering the ship. I mean, you're doing everything, and I think you're a little tired of that too. So, that's where you are, Kim. I mean, you've got to decide: is this a relationship that you want to keep working at? Is this, is there enough? Is there enough under all of the layers that we've talked about here? Is there enough feeling still for you to say, you know what, though, at the end of the day, I still love this person and I want to work with them? Or is it like, it's great,
Couples
but...
therapy time.
I was just going to say therapy is, I think every couple needs therapy, especially after 22 years and what you've been through. I feel like it's great to go see someone. Absolutely. It helps every couple I know.
Yeah, you might only have to go a couple of times.
It's good to get some outside
Yeah,
perspective.
well, it's a good idea. Yeah, because it's kind of like that in between. I'm just not really sure what I want to do.
Yeah, it doesn't... I think that when I tune in, again, my feeling is that this doesn't feel over to me. Like the last caller, Kara. Oh, that one's over. Kara, like, I don't make decisions for people, but that one was very clear. This one, I think that there's enough here. I think you have enough of a foundation that you built with this man that I think you can undo some of these layers and enjoy each other again in more than just a sexual way, but a fun way, an intimate way, a trusting way again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And definitely get your hormones checked.
Okay, well there you go. So we're not doctors and we're not
I'm telling
diagnosing,
you,
but she is.
It brings life to a marriage. It
But
brings life to a marriage.
She's the wife of a doctor, so that's pretty darn close. Okay.
Okay.
And she's
Thank
got
you.
hormones, so she really knows what she's talking about.
I'm a big advocate.
So, well, thank you so much, Kim. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is a funny story for the listeners because hormones always has been with me and Susan, which is really funny. So I remember a few years ago, Susan was going to this doctor, remember, and doing her hormone, and she was so excited because she was seeing results. Like,
Yes.
oh, there's an answer. And I was like, I'm having trouble too. I should go. So they give me the name of this hormone doctor, and the lady was incredible.
Right.
And I go and
Dr. Park.
Yeah,
And,
I have the name still. I'm going to go. Yeah.
she's incredible. So they did all the tests, and the lady sat with me in the office, and she goes, you are so far away from menopause. You have the testosterone of a 20-year-old male. There's nothing I can do for you. She goes,
know. It was
you're in the wrong office. And
Sorry, Colby, you're just crazy.
yeah, and I was like, oh, really? She's like,
No,
yeah.
but she went. I mean, listen, we all go through changes, and
Yeah.
you get hot flashes or whatever, but the testosterone is the answer, definitely.
For a lot of-
and you
yeah, for a lot
have
of
to
people.
have your levels checked because it goes away first, and that's what causes your hair to fall out, and that's what causes you to have hot sweats, and it also, makes you feel repulsed when you see your husband. It does, and it makes you. Testosterone is a happy hormone.
There we
it
go.
makes people happy. That's why men are happy. That's why men are simple, because
Yeah.
they have testosterone. So we all need it, and I think women don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Look how happy I am.
I'm
know, you're
happy.
so
I have
happy.
sex every day. Come on. I mean, it's awesome.
I think couples just have to have a system for communicating.
I don't know
about
who has
everything.
more
They
sex,
do.
you or me, Emily.
Consistent
sexy,
sex?
Sexy Emily.
I don't know. Lately, I've been having a lot of sex. I feel like you've had consistent sex for 26 years. So
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ready?
Wait,
well,
a little
no,
bit
there
more,
was a dry
but-
spell. There was a
Okay.
dry spell when
For
I
20,
my
what,
horm-
the
I
kids
started
18 years after the kids left for college.
I started menopause in my 40s, and I was so depleted and so miserable for like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And I was going to the doctor over and over, and I was like, God, I just don't want to have sex with this guy. He's the greatest guy in the world, but 2 weeks go by and it's like nothing, and the poor guy looks so sad.
Aww.
So sad, and he starts getting really, really pouty, and I was just like, okay, fine. So anyways.
So not you right now? Okay.
You're right.
Well,
I
yeah.
had kids, I had
Yeah.
kids in school, and
3
I
kids,
had
yeah.
the 5 a.m. wake-up call for the skating rink, and then I had to be at the football field, and I had to be at the everywhere, and I thought, oh, I'm just tired. I just don't feel good. But, when I finally found bioidentical hormone replacement, I was just thrilled because I was pissed that I went through 10 years of misery
Right, you didn't know.
Yeah.
in my marriage, and I could have had great sex all those years.
But I'm glad you're making up for it.
Well, now I'm in double time.
There we
so-
go. All right,
Dr.
well,
Drew is a
Where's
very
sexy?
passionate man. I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody knows that, but
he's
he's a good guy, and he's a breadwinner, and he's intelligent, and he's sexy, and he also is very passionate.
Yeah.
he's you can tell just because he's so he's so loving to all the people around him, and someone wouldn't be able to be that patient and hold this space for as many callers and people that he encounters if he wasn't passionate.
Right.
So,
And also he is patient. Like he put
Yeah.
up with me for so long.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel bad, like the first caller whose husband or boyfriend was having problems, and for her to just walk away is just kind of cruel,
That's right. That's where the real work is done, when you stay, even when you
Yeah.
think you should leave.
He
Like,
put
let's say,
up with me for years. It
yeah,
was
but
terrible.
you stay and you keep
Yeah.
talking. And
But
yeah.
I wasn't mean. Oh, well, I was kind of mean. I did get kind of mean at a certain point, and he looked at me one day and goes, you need to get some therapy or something, because you can't treat me like this. And I went, okay. So I went to the doctor. I went to the psychiatrist, and they gave me antidepressant medication for like, I don't know, 3-4 years.
Wow.
And I really didn't need that. I
Yeah.
just needed my hormones.
You just
maintained.
needed the hormones.
I could have
Well, there
saved a
you
lot
go.
of money and time doing that.
Oh.
I
Well, let's
know.
try to take one more caller or two. Sound
But I had
good?
triplets, okay, everybody? I want
Dude,
everybody to know I had
that's a whole
triplets.
nother scenario.
It's a lot
I
of
was
work.
insane. So anyway, enough about me.
All right, so let us, how about number 10, 805?
Hi.
Hi, 805. This is Colby with Emily and Susan. Who's this?
Hi, this is Anna.
Hey, Anna, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay, do you have a question for us, honey?
Yeah, I'm in a relationship. I'm actually engaged, and my fiance is he's really outgoing, and I'm shy.
Okay.
And he's kind of a flirt whenever we go out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's me just thinking that he's a flirt, or he's just being really nice to you, like our waitress, or
Yeah.
That's what it probably is.
someone
Yeah.
sitting next to us.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm going to be honest. To me, he actually feels like a really nice, outgoing person. And I think he likes to make other people feel important. I also think he likes to be the center of attention. But none of those feel promiscuous. None of that feels negative to me. It feels like it's just not how you would respond in those situations. So it feels a little, and makes you feel a little uncomfortable. But when I tune in, this man loves you. He feels like he really loves you. And I think him being nice to people is his way of even caretaking for you in a public platform. Yeah. I mean, if he's pinching their butts, it's awkward, right?
Right,
You
but
may
he's
have to
just-
ask him to not do that at the table. But
Or when I don't do that at all. But if he's just being friendly, like, yeah, if you're
He
more
feels
introverted
friendly.
and he's more extroverted, he might just like love connecting with people. The
Yeah.
waitress, whether it was a waiter or waitress, and so it sounds like if it hasn't been inappropriate, but you're just maybe not used to being someone who's so gregarious and talking to everyone, that it sounds like that might be your own challenge. But if anything's ever inappropriate, you have to let him know how it makes you feel right away.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if there's
Right.
been anything that's happened that's kind of giving you that sign, or it's just kind of uncomfortable to watch him talk to so many people.
yeah, I don't think
Well,
we
he
want to
was-
dim his light.
He was, yeah.
You were
He was
going to
super nice to this one lady, and she ended up being sort of obsessed with him. Got his phone number and started texting him, and
How did she get his phone number?
it was one of his clients.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He feels, honestly, I think he looks at things innocently. He doesn't feel like he's, out there trying to do this.
Try not to let it eat you alive.
Yeah,
you need to step back and go, okay, I'm going to trust this guy.
Yeah.
Don't look at his phone. Because everything will be out of context. If he has clients that are women, you have to be super careful. But just don't let it eat you alive. You love this guy, but and tell him, go, I get a little jealous, but I don't want to.
Let him know.
I totally trust you, but I just want you to know that it does ruffle my feathers.
And he's charismatic, right? And so
that's not a bad thing. That's
I think it's
cool.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Here's one thing, Anna. If I could suggest something for you to maybe kind of think about, okay? Because I don't want to change who you are either, but. I like what Susan's saying, or Emily. If you're feeling a little insecure when he does something, just say, listen, if, I don't want to change who you are, but maybe if you'll just reach out and touch me. See, I think he wants to be a little more touchy-feely with you in public, but I think you don't like the PDA. So I think
I know how that works.
Right. So I think if you can work on it a little bit, again, he doesn't have to grab your butt, doesn't have to squeeze the boob, I'm just saying.
Only if you're into that kind of thing.
I'm just saying, like his hand on the small of your back, letting him let the world know he's with the most amazing woman. Let him share you. And I think that will actually help you feel more secure in this relationship.
And also introduce yourself if you have that opportunity. Like if somebody comes up and or he's talking to somebody, go, "Oh, hi," and introduce yourself because because sometimes the gregarious husband is always in the limelight, and you're just standing there feeling really like by yourself,
mopey,
which I do every single day of my life while I'm taking a picture of somebody with some hot male who I happen to be married to. So, no, but what you need to do is seriously not worry about it. I've been living with this for 20 years. Everybody loves my husband. He knows everybody.
Everybody loves mine too.
And you just have to do the Queen's wave and just be happy with the fact that he's popular. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's not a bad thing.
And that's what you're attracted to in him as well. So you don't want to dim his light.
It does get annoying
sometimes,
but you just kind of
But you also have to let him know. Just say, listen, this is something I have a challenge around. I trust you, but sometimes it makes me feel less than or makes me feel jealous. You just got to be honest. I can let you know when it happens. I don't think you're doing anything to make me feel this way. You don't put the blame. You use I feel. This is how it makes me feel.
Makes me feel.
No one can argue with your feelings.
I've had some conversations with Drew where a person would literally push me out of the way to take a picture with him. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to take a picture. I'm like standing there like, excuse me. Like, we're at the airport. You know?
Yeah. So anyhow, I'm hoping, Anna, that helps and gives you this is great advice. And
wait, can I say one more thing?
Okay,
tell him when he's introducing himself or he gets involved with somebody in front of you and you're just sitting there quietly. To introduce you, to turn around to you and say, "Hi, this is my fiance." Just so everybody, it's all because sometimes they forget. And you have to remind them. I had to remind you like 10,000 times. Like, I don't mind that you're popular, but just introduce me.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, you can stop introducing me now.
You're like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
There's too many people.
But I think that will help. But it's a little bit of meeting in the middle here. But you've got a phenomenal fiance,
that's so awesome.
Yeah,
and Colby's always right.
I'll tell you what. I know the love stuff. I know the love and the baby stuff.
She
so.
does. She does.
All right.
You have
awesome. a beautiful night. Lots of love and blessings to you.
Congratulations on your wedding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's try to squeeze in one more caller. Have to be real quick. We've only got 5 minutes left on the show, but
so
let's do it.
Don't we get to go overtime today, Tony?
No, we did it. We've got 5 minutes, Susan. 5 minutes. All right. So we're gonna take one more caller. 347 number 6.
Hello.
Hey, 347. You got it. You're the last caller. You got a minute with me, Emily, and Susan. What is your question, honey? Who is this?
Hi, my name is Michelle.
Hi,
everyone.
Hi. What's your question for us tonight?
So I actually just went through a breakup with my boyfriend. We've been together for about 2 years, and we've always been kind of on and off. And I want to know, like, what I can do to kind of just start focusing on me and self-love and trying to kind of get over the pattern of, like, taking him back and whole thing.
That pattern, well, I tell you, that cycle, right? Well, I think Emily's advice earlier, find hobbies, get to the gym or get a passion, join a group.
Yeah, and don't allow the back and forth. Like if it's something that you don't want, that's so easy to fall into that because it's comfortable and you guys have known each other and you've shared a history. But it sounds like every time you get back and forth, it's just sort of disrupting your patterns in your life. And I feel like it's good for anyone to even find out, maybe he is right. Maybe you need to get back together. But let's say 6 months. And I'm telling you, if you can just stop talking to him, seeing him, stop following him on all social media and like do that right away, not because you don't love him and you don't care, but because you do, and then you'll have to be working on yourself. And that's when our great growth comes, is when we take space from someone and we really figure out, is he the right guy for you? It's been on and off for a reason. And there's two of you in the relationship. So I love the way you frame like to work on yourself.
Yeah.
And so until you remove that element of him in your life, you're going to have a lot more space to do so.
Any words of wisdom?
It's a little hard because I think with him, like I've been so in love with him that right now I don't feel comfortable enough to like find anybody else right now.
You definitely don't want to be finding someone else. You got to kind of stand on your own 2 feet.
I'm not saying 6 months to start dating other people. I'm saying 6 months to work on you, to build your community again, work on yourself, like start working out, work on your career, like and grieve and mourn, and then think about the relationship. Like, what was my part in it? Like, what was his part? What was my part? What did I learn from this relationship? And what do I want in my next relationship? And then you start just thinking about it. So you know if certain toxic things come up again with a new partner down the road, I don't think you should anyway jump into a relationship now. But then you know yourself better. And
but should you date?
If she's open to it, but don't put pressure on yourself to date. You'll know when you're ready. And it doesn't sound like you're ready. So honor that. I mean, it's a huge relief when you decide. Like I did that. I've always said to do this, and then I finally actually did it for a few years. I was like, I'm just not going to date. I took a full year, and I really, and it's a huge pressure to off of yourself. I know, but I did it. You've known. Now I'm finally dating again, so I'm having sex again. Thank you for asking earlier. But I really it was hard, and you get lonely, and you're like, wow, because I always was filling that space with someone else. So when I really had to be alone with myself, I learned a lot.
I haven't done that. Ever.
Yeah, see,
I've always had a boyfriend.
And I think too, Michelle, just watch
I'm a horrible person to answer. I have no words of wisdom in this. I'm totally depending on Emily on this because she is the expert.
And Michelle, I would just watch, the codependency that you're building with this person. Because rather than, you may think you're in love and you may feel like you're in love, but really you're ultimately creating this crutch that that you're not real sure how to even stand on your own. And I think it's so important. I mean, if you really want to call in that right partner, you have to start with you. You have to start with knowing who you are, what you want, what you like. So I'm hoping that helps. Okay, honey?
It's painful, though.
So
thank you very much.
You are welcome.
So have a side.
Yeah, you really will. So thank you so much, Michelle, and have a beautiful night. All right, you guys.
Thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's it. That is
so fun.
How quick does it go, right?
So
Am I great? Right?
Yeah.
I like psychic love advice.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much. I mean,
I'm honored. Thank
this
you
is
for
why
having me.
we need it. We need it. So,
okay, now get out.
I
love you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Well, I wanted to make sure Emily got to mention her website and social media.
Sure. Sex with Emily across the board, sexwithemily.com. It's all at Sex with Emily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I love answering all your questions. So send me your sex, love, relationship questions. I'm here for you.
There we go. And
check out everything I do on drdrew.com.
And also, your show,
Calling Out with Susan Pinsky, which is also available on drdrew.com. So any of the podcasts that I produce, we have a Playroom Pods, are my production company, and we have several podcasts that you can visit on drdrew.com.
There you go.
Easy.
All right. Thank you, lovelies.
Thank you.
Amazing. Let's go have some drinks and a party
and go visit Janice Dickinson.
Yes, we're going to go see Janice Dickinson. So happy birthday to her. You guys, thank you for listening. Thanks for joining me. Whether you're missing a love in spirit, whether your love is sitting right in front of you, whether you're still searching for your love, or whether you've had to let go of your love, just know that love always starts within your heart. Always starts with you. All right. Have a beautiful night. I'll see you guys next week.
Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.